What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Manga podcast, where we cover One Piece, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, The Promised Neverland, Samurai 8, Chainsaw Man, and Jujutsu Kaisen week to week. Back this week covering Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 4. I'm your host, Eagle.
It's your boy, Kiko.
Noxie.
And before we get started, as always, we'd just like to say you can go ahead and visit the link tree in the box down below, where you can find the links to any and all of our online communities, also any audio listening platform you'd like to consume the podcast on, and also any links to, different ways to support the podcast if you'd like to. And with all that being said, how you guys feel about this weekend jump?
Shit went
It's a banger. It's a banger.
I'm pretty sure like every chapter is on break next week, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
So this is a tremendous week to leave that off on.
This is how you go out for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us on a week for, whatever.
Jujutsu Kaisen, though? Okay.
Hell yeah.
Any other fucking week on the planet, it would be the best chapter, but
yeah, for real.
I don't know.
But One Piece, though.
I know.
One Piece was nutty.
Wow, dog. Wow.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
So,
Well,
let's go.
with that being said, I think we can get right into this. Jujutsu Kaisen, Chapter 89 in the Shibuya Incident, Part 4.
Are we on part 4?
Is it part? No, it's it must be. It's got to
I
be.
feel like we're on 6.
Part 7.
I was on 7, yeah.
Shit.
Past
I don't know
4.
why I wrote 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was.
Anyways,
I was wrong.
part
too.
7.
Yeah, part 7.
All right.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, did you want to do it?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
I think so, just because I just really wanted to start out with, first of all, the color cover was pretty tight.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
It was really good. I liked it. I just love M.A.N.G.A style, even though it's not Murata, right? Like
It's not a portrait. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
but I just love it anyway. It's just captivated me. But anyway, start on the chapter here. You got Mahito on the curse board coming in.
Man, dude, it's hard to say like what my favorite.
He's
panel
on his
is.
Tarzan shit, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to say what my favorite panel is throughout the throughout the chapter, because there's like 4 full page spreads, and like there's obviously a lot of action, and you could just tell that M.A.N.G.A like went crazy, like put they're all into the art on this chapter. But it's like I feel like that first page with Mahito on the curse board might be my favorite page of the whole chapter. Yeah, it just looks so cool.
Yeah, that shit looks sick.
Yeah, and then coming in with the punch running into the infinity too.
It's like I really can't hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hilarious too,
because positioned on it too.
Yeah,
really reminded me of Tarzan for real.
For real.
That scene where he was like weaving his feet in and out, like yay.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of the Tarzan level on Kingdom Hearts when you slide through the big trees and shit, like with Tarzan, and then you swing from the vines and land back on the trees and slide down it. Yeah, bro.
Now I feel like I hear Phil Collins singing and shit. So.
Dude, Phil Collins, man, wow, God,
man,
I forgot all of it. Yeah, dude, he was the Disney music guy for.
Yeah, he killed that.
Whatever happened to him, I don't know, but
I mean,
we need him back.
I mean, he's been making ill music since like '78.
Yeah.
Genesis, bro. That shit goes.
That's
for
a fact.
'80s pop. Genesis goes. I promise you. Get my white people out real quick.
Yeah, I never knew any of his album names.
Put in some Genesis, man. That shit goes. But anyway, so after fucking Mahito runs into fucking Limitless, he's like, damn, I really can't hit you. And this is just like, man, this is just Mahito. This is him where he's just
his personality is so amazing, because like one moment he's like a kid in a playground, like
Yeah.
like seeing how the world works around him, like in these altercations, in these conflicts that he's in, and then like he'll flip the script real quick and be like, humanity is trash. This is why I hate humans. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll get real serious, like one moment, and then be,
Right now.
you know,
He's like Luck though on some battle fucking junkie
yeah, he
shit.
does feel like Luck, doesn't he, right now?
Bloodlusted a little bit
Yeah.
there. I mean, just like battle happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Not even really. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Mahito's always out for blood, but
Yeah.
that's just a good dialogue where he's just like, hey, you know what I hate about humans the most?
Yeah.
There's so fucking many of them.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was like, true. I drank to that. I said, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Drops
hey.
the gang down into the fucking bottom level.
Yeah,
They got a
okay,
bunch
yeah.
of
So
other curses up top
Hanami's
pushing
weeds
him
were
in,
still
huh?
there. So
Yeah.
Hanami's weeds were still there even after he
Hunter
died.
vibes,
It didn't
baby.
dissipate. Yeah, it didn't dissipate after he died. But then it eventually did. Yeah, and I feel like more so than any other chapter. I feel like we say it, especially in this Shibuya incident arc. We've said every single week that this feels like Hunter, but like more so than any other week, this one really felt like Hunter. You know what I mean?
Post-mortem curse
Yeah, that
technique.
narration piece at the end.
Oh,
All
the
throughout the
narration.
narration,
Yeah.
like all throughout, like, you know, well, I mean, I guess it starts, well, you know, once the shit starts cracking off a little bit. But one thing that I wanted to highlight here is the tandem attack that we got from Choso and Mahito, right? So like I'm trying to figure out like exactly what's happening here.
Me too.
And the dialogue or the translation that we get is body repel from Mahito and supernova
And
from
supernova,
Choso.
yeah.
So like body repel obviously is kind of like easy to like figure out. I feel like Mahito is just throwing bodies at Gojo, and supernova is an explosion. You know what I mean? So like I feel like once he throws, you know, it's a star exploding. So I feel like or collapsing. So like once Mahito throws the bodies at Gojo, Choso blows them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Well,
is
that
what's going on here.
like on the right side of Gojo, there's like a bunch of blood. Maybe that's like a bunch of it that he threw at him. That's like hitting Limitless and kind of spreading out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just seemed like a detonation from the art that we got. But I mean, like either way, like they're clearly not expecting to hit Gojo with this, and I think that's what they say, like, you know, like a page or two later. But they just want to rack the casualties up around him and push him to his limit. I think is like the little like inner monologue that we get from Mahito or one of the other curses there. But
Well, yeah, that's a good segue.
Jugo hit his ass with the fake out, the fake arm. He
yeah,
said,
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. I don't know why Jogo sacks the arm there. I mean,
Well, it's not sacked. That's the arm that already got ripped off. He like fucking attached.
oh,
it again.
yeah, that's right. No, is it? I feel like he ripped off his right arm last time.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, well, we could double check, but I'm fairly positive that he ripped off his right arm.
He's got
He
his
has
right arm back though.
Yeah, I
It
know.
looks
Yeah,
like
he's just regenerating and throwing limbs out left and right because he's a curse.
It just looks so easy how it came off. You know, like,
it looked like a perfect separation. Yeah,
like
Like it
texture
was-
surprise almost. Like he's
Yeah.
connecting it with bungee gum. you know?
Yo, chill.
I mean, we can go Hunter all day.
Yeah,
on this,
I know.
you know?
I swear. Yeah.
It's just crazy. But so that was a good like inner monologue that Jogo has where he's talking about, okay, Gojo isn't like Yuji where he's fine with casualties, I guess.
Is
like,
this a monologue from Jogo? I thought this was just narration.
Hanami. No, not Hanami, but Mahito.
I thought
Mahito?
the
Jogo's
dialogue.
the one smiling though.
Yeah, the dialogue
what else is
starts.
going on?
The dialogue starts on a panel of Mahito's face, but
Yeah.
I don't think this is an inner monologue from. I think this is narration because
I thought
in
it
the
was
same
them thinking.
I thought it was thought.
in
yeah.
the same breath you get the explanation of. Don't you get the explanation of? Oh wait, no.
That's a couple pages.
Yeah,
later.
you're right. I think you're right. I think this is an inner
And
monologue, yeah.
that's why, you know, because it has to be them thinking, because they're thinking, okay, he's not like Yuji, where Yuji won't sacrifice anybody anytime and would dive in front of people to save him.
Yeah.
Gojo is fine. He's not fine isn't really the right word. He'll allow deaths to not be baited, and it won't affect his psyche
as long as he's not the one killing them.
Yes,
yeah.
As long as he's not killing them himself. So
yeah,
that was
an amazing dialogue there.
Yeah,
is like
that's part of the plan. That's definitely part of the plan.
How far can we push him, and how many people can we kill around him before he reaches his breaking point? And once he reaches that breaking point, is he going to expand his territory to kill other people? Probably not. So like that's what they're banking on, and then he expands, bro, and Mahito is like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Well, and it's crazy because they say like if he expands his territory, Immeasurable Void could kill all these people in here and the curses, and he could just like wipe us now if he just actually does it.
And it would be a good situation because only the people inside of the curtain are going to be affected. And so like when you look at it as like the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, I think that's utilitarianism. Like when you look at it like that, you're like, Gojo, just do the damn thing. You know what I mean? Right. But he's still human, obviously. You know what I mean? So like he's not gonna obviously he's not gonna do it. But his like stopgap measure is incredible here. You know what I mean?
This is where the narrator just comes,
snaps it open and shut.
Yeah. Well, the narrator comes in, you know, like, and you just I hear it in Hunter voice too. The Hunter narrator.
Yep. I did honestly too.
It's crazy, but
I wish I knew Japanese like fluently because I could literally sound just like that motherfucker if I wanted to, bro. And I just like that's like out of all the voice actors I've ever heard, I've never wanted to replicate a voice more than that fucking narrator. Like,
it's so.
And then the final narration piece. Well, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the narration there is, you know, he's saying this is pure conjecture on Gojo's part. Gojo doesn't know this for sure, but he estimates that 0.2 seconds of his territory will be, you know, like people can recover. Humans could recover after 2 months of rehabilitation. They could go and resume life.
Crazy.
And I just have to say I was right on what happens in his territory, that your brain gets flooded. And it's always...
Isn't that what he said when he first fought Jogo, though?
I don't know. Like, we talked about it before, and I likened it to two different things where, like, M.A.G.A, when you see the gate, like, not the gate, like, in between universes, between, like, planes, you know, information floods you, and Full Metal Alchemist, when you look in the gate, and it's great dialogue between Izumi and Ed, where Izumi's like, so you saw the gate, what did you see? And Ed's like,
everything.
I saw everything. I saw all the knowledge this world has to offer. I saw everything about everything. And Izumi's like, that's what you saw? Because I saw hell. And I was like, whoa, you know, back then. And that's, I really, you know, like,
and
it feels like this almost, where it's like, okay, you get all this information into your mind that you know, depending on how you look at it, and if you could contain it, like, that's a great thing, but not this, like, your just brain's gonna explode.
It's also very similar to over in the West, you have cosmic awareness in the Marvel universe, and that's basically where you can, like, you get information about, like, everything that's happening in the universe. I don't think it's a info dump, like, to the same degree here, but, like, if a regular person was exposed to cosmic awareness, like, instantly, their brain would be overloaded, and they wouldn't be able to process all of the information of, like, where everything is positioned in the universe. You can see, like, where everyone is. You can see what everything that's happening, no matter how far and wide reaching it's happening at. You can notice a supernova exploding 100 billion light years away. You can see where, if you're on a distant planet, you can see where your parents are, like, you know, on Earth. You know, like, you just have cosmic awareness, and, like, if it floods, you know, into you like that, then it can overload you. So I feel like this is a concept that's used pretty often, but I feel like this is my favorite iteration of it as a special ability. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, unless you know of another, I think this is the first time that it's actually someone's move. You know what I mean? To hit you with something like that. So I feel like,
and
then that final narration piece I really heard in the Hunter narrator's voice, where it says approximately 1,000 transfigured humans who were released within B5F on the Fukotoshin line would be annihilated in 299 seconds.
Right.
After the deactivation of the domain by the hands of the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer alive.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That shit hit, man.
So 5 minutes go by. Okay, so he activates the territory for 0.2 seconds. It stuns everybody, including the curses, right? And then he just goes through and kills all of the humans that are transmogrified or whatever, or metamorphed or whatever.
Yeah.
And it takes him 5 minutes to do that, and then he leaves all of the not transfigured humans there. And then so like during this entire 5-minute period, Mahito and Jogo and Choso are stunned. They're just in like a catatonic state, like, you know, like, that's crazy.
You hit him with the Marth shield breaker and broke their shit. And there's
yeah, hell yeah. And then I just loved how man, Geto literally was like waiting in the wings, like for this man to come unhinged, and like right when he said prison realm, we on, let's get it.
So it's a cube. Okay, so like, let's talk about that, because what do you think this seal does? There's obviously some kind of like rules and conditions placed on it, because like if it's an ability, I feel like even if it's a seal, I feel like Infinity is too strong. You know what I mean? Well, I feel like if it's cursed energy related, it's not going to reach him unless there's open. I mean, even if the seal breaks open, it's like he can move, he can get, like, it's got to take time to, like, I don't know if it's like an instant effect or not, is basically the question I'm asking you guys, because like the only way that I can see this seal affecting Gojo, given his power set and like what we know of his abilities, is if there's some kind of like rule placed on the prison realm that where it has to affect you if certain conditions are met. Like if he kills X amount of people, then it has to affect him, you know, or something like that. You know, like otherwise. But
that means they were betting on him killing those people, and it just doesn't seem like that's the case, unless only Geto knew that was going to happen.
Right, exactly. Like, and that's what we were talking about last week, where I feel like Geto might have been like, let me handle the seal, you do your job, and Mahito doesn't know what like the inner workings of Geto's idea is. So like there could be a chance that everyone involved here is getting put into this prison realm, and Geto is going to be the only one that's not. If there really is like if there really is like a rule or a condition placed on the prison realm to where like if you do X amount of damage to people, or if you kill X amount of people, you're trapped inside of it, then like obviously Mahito and Jogo and Choso are all going to fall victim to it. Yeah. Other than that, the only other way that I can see it happening is Yuji pulls up, gets taken hostage, and then Gojo just willingly walks into it to save Yuji.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Because I mean, he's gonna pull up with Mei-Mei. He's gonna pull up with Mei-Mei and Wee Wee, and Yuji's gonna pull up. He's gonna see what's going on here. He's gonna see Mahito. His animosity has been building up for Mahito the last couple of chapters that he's seeing these transmogrified humans. So if he sees Mahito and sees this bloodbath, he's probably going to go full Shonen MC rage mode and rush at him. You know what I mean? And probably get hemmed up. You know, and then Gojo will be like, hey, wait. Give him to Mei-Mei, and I'll walk into this seal. Give him to Mei-Mei, they bounce, and then Gojo's out of here. That's the only other way that I can see.
I would think of it more like a Piccolo and Gohan thing, where fucking he's gonna jump in the way to take it instead of Yuji. If it opens up when Yuji just runs in there crazy, and the seal opens up, and then Gojo knows he has to like jump in front to take it.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that. Yeah,
especially since like Gojo obviously stands the best chance to get out of it of anybody. If like you could just, you know, overpower it somehow, if your curse technique or your territorial expansion can fucking, you know, do something to it. But when you hear prison realm, it's like,
that's
sounds like some otherworldly like dimensional shit.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, as he shipped into like a whole nother, is it like purgatory, where it's just like white and you just sit in dead silence and you're just like, that almost would be worse than getting sent to like a fucking like a cursed fucking
realm.
Where there's just cursed spirits everywhere for him to fight. Like, at least he'll have something to do there, you know. Like,
But like prison realm just made me think of, you know, like it just made me think punitive, like punishment. You know what I mean? Like because you did something that, you know what I mean? Like you killed X amount of people, so therefore, you know, you're going to the pen. You know what I mean? Like that's where like the rules and like conditions of the seal, you know, like idea kind of like popped into my head there. And honestly, I feel like that would be the tightest thing to happen, you know, if Geto was just like, you know, and like his true like, you know, intentions came out and it was like, I was ready to seal all you motherfuckers because we already worked this plan out and we knew that you were going to be killing people left and right to try to get Gojo to tweak out. And then when Gojo finally does tweak out and kill people, granted they're transmogrified, you know, humans and their curses, but like he's still killing people. You guys are all meeting the condition here. You're all trapped in a box.
Yeah. So did Gojo fall for Geto's trap card, and is he getting banished to the Shadow Realm or what? You didn't put those together when you saw? I was like,
oh no, of course I did. You know,
Shadow Realm.
You know, I'm on my Maximilian Pegasus all day, every day. Come on now.
You know, with the with the Kaiba Hillary Clinton pantsuit on. You know.
Oh shit! Could be Toon World hours next chapter.
That man had a shoulder padded ass jacket.
Hey man, you don't got broad shoulders. You gotta make up for it some kind of way, bro. You're the main antagonist. You're sure you ought to be poking out.
That's all I had.
That's all I had too. Yeah, that was an incredible.
We could probably talk more.
No, that was I'm good. That was an incredible chapter. Yeah.
With that, we can move along to Samurai 8, chapter 32, the limit, time limit rather. Jesus, what the fuck?
I'm really
time
happy.
Limit.
I'm really happy with how this situation panned out in this episode or in this chapter because like what were we talking about last episode that Sanda was either going to, because it's Yoshitsune's soul, be able to just
we got that confirmation. M.A.N.G.A stated
he did.
Sure.
Yeah, he did. And I think the options last week were like he's either, because he has Yoshitsune's key or because he has Yoshitsune's samurai soul, just be able to cut through the restraints. Or I think what I also said was that he was going to cut off Ryu's head because it wasn't going to kill him, and then Ryu was going to slink out the restraints because he doesn't have a chin. I think is what I said last week, but this is cool.
I said he'd do seppuku with the fucking.
Oh yeah. And then you said that he would just turn into. You said he would turn into a samurai.
Yeah.
But I mean, he basically is a samurai right now because he's still using the sword.
It was so weird. Yeah. That's the part that threw me off. I didn't think that you could
use a samurai soul.
I didn't either. I was thinking the same thing.
And do like light speed after image fucking attacks with that shit all of a sudden when you were like the weakest guy out here.
Yeah, it definitely feels weird. But I mean, at the same time, that's Yoshitsune's blood. So
yeah, maybe if he just holds the fucking
then he's
soul.
just tight. Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's cool seeing that Ryu has loaded gear, like he's Gundari style, right? So like
that's super tight.
So like that was amazing because obviously we didn't expect it.
Well, it's the same as Sen, and that's why they're like more scientific like driven style where they're going to like, you know, alter their body,
shoot the wrist launcher at you, or have a couple of blades pop out, or you know, a weapon, you know, come out the somewhere, you know what I mean? But it was
and
just
that makes me more excited for the Gundari style than any style we've seen thus far, because it's like that leads me to, I don't know, you know, like you just think that there can be so much more customization with it, like, you know, who knows what we'll see like in Samurai's bodies because of it, you know, once we get some more Gundari joints out here.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like eventually we'll see. Well, I mean, I guess that you see that in the armor, but I was thinking like an Iron Man style like flex suit. But I mean, like you just get that from your holder, so
yeah.
But
I love the little emotional moment between Sanda and Ryu. You know?
Dude, I knew those winks meant something, bro.
Yeah, Ryu stands up, you know what I'm saying? He hit him with the buddy.
That's what I had a problem with. It's like, man, M.A.N.G.A should have at least like there's mad time for him to like see what's going on, because they like wink at each other, and I'm not saying like during that time because that's all, you know, the classic fucking manga, you know, half a second, even though we get six panels on it. You know, we get 6 panels, it only lasts half a second, and that's fine. But they just turn around and rush them, and it's like there was no like, I don't know, deception or something. They just
Yeah.
turn and just full charge him, like
Yeah,
double
yeah.
fucking MC Shonen fucking MC. And it's like,
Yeah.
what if he just blew y'all up, right?
Right.
Anybody? Well, and that kind of leads me to this other part. So it took a couple chapters, but Team Alpha did get one
Alpha
shot. All
got
four of them.
fucking evaporated. Yes,
I knew it. It was gonna take a
You
couple
did.
chapters, but it was gonna happen.
Alpha.
Alpha
Rest in
team
Alpha,
out of
man.
here. Rip the guys. Yeah, I think my favorite panel in this chapter is Anne praying for when Hachimaru rushes Ben.K because
She
it's
got
so
that
cool.
strong prayer.
Yeah, she prays so that he can activate the Shining White Blade again, and then you get that X-ray of like Ben.K's key and like or his samurai soul, and then you get like that double helix, you know, of H particles that are like that H particle weave, you know, like inside of his Naginata, which was just so
Weak ass samurai soul
that shit was just so tight, bro. That
got
was-
cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what else do you expect from our beautiful opalescent sea shark? You know, like we
It's
need her back. Hey, she's been gone for a long time. I have not seen my beautiful opalescent tree shark in some time.
Yo.
She's here again.
Opalescent.
I was so sad. I was like, where are these?
Cause she ain't been in it.
She hasn't been doing shit. Hell yeah.
And it was gonna be like a reach for me to like fit those in on some other ones. So yeah.
Beautiful
I'll take them when I can get them.
Beautiful opalescent tree shark.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Parks and Rec, bro. I don't remember any of these.
There's like 25 of them.
Oh
30
my
of them.
god, that's incredible, dog.
Yeah. So but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
And then like it was cool getting the scene where, you know, they're all of the different, you know, members of the team are rushing to do something during the countdown. You know, like like it was cool to get like a butt clenchy scene like that where there weren't really many words on the screen, you know, or on the page, and it was all just reactions of and movements of things. I always like things like that, but the tension was so low because you knew that at the 1 second mark it was going to be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's a shonen, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
So
I mean, what if
and
the
I
whole
mean,
planet really does get bopped
but
on?
you know, because it does stop at 2, so like something could happen next chapter where, you know, Ben.K spawns a fucking hand out of his holder and smacks the fucking Sen's hand away. You
This
know,
motherfucking Android 16 bullet punch to save the day face
but
ass.
see,
I was just like,
but this is what I'm thinking here. I feel like the planet might be destroyed because everyone that was on the planet is on Ben.K's ship trying to stop him. That we've seen.
there's fodder down there.
Not
still.
all. Yeah, there's the other guys all still down there.
Yeah, but I mean, like
couple thousand.
But I mean, like
you know.
all of the relatively important characters are on this ship. So
Yeah, like Team Alpha.
Yeah, so I mean, like if the fodder does get vaporized, that would be a pretty crazy. Like if the planet does really explode, it's not too far outside of the realm of possibility because all of the important players are on Ben.K's ship. You know what I mean? So I feel like that would be a really cool.
Well, and the
Turning point.
planet was like desolate. Like, there wasn't. That's just a throwaway planet. You know, like
yeah. So I mean, it sucks. You know, it sucks that that random people are gonna die. But I mean, like that would introduce like a pretty cool, like damn, okay, shit like that can happen in this series. You know what I mean?
and watch it happens next week.
Yeah,
They're
some
like,
stakes.
oh, that button didn't. They're like, pulling that key out didn't stop shit. Bow, blow that shit up. Like that'd be super good.
Yeah,
like
hey.
The fucking panel where the angular warhead's about to go off is so fucking pretty, man.
Yeah, bro.
That thruster looking fucking cannon thing about to go. It's like, man, the art is here.
What's up with Ben.K with the Boosie fade in that one panel? I was like, I'm pretty sure this motherfucker had dreads last week. He got a fade on the ship while they was running up on his ass like Wakimaru. Line me up real quick. These motherfuckers approaching. I gotta make sure my shit is.
No, wipe me down. He's on, bro.
Wipe me down.
That's about all I had, though. I mean,
that shit's super funny. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I had for Samurai 8.
Yeah.
So we can move on to Chainsaw Man, chapter 52, Lost Love.
Kishibe back, baby.
And I love how this title has the parallel to I believe it was the first chapter that Retse was in was titled Love Flower Chainsaw.
Yeah, and there's another, and now, you're right, and there's another connection to this chapter too, you know, to another chapter too that we'll talk about in a minute.
Well, yeah, it's the Russian lullaby. Yeah.
No. It's the country mouse versus city mouse.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, both of those.
Wait, what did you say?
He's talking about that Russian lullaby.
Lullaby.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, this is literally Black Widow's origin story from Marvel Comics. Like the Red Room is a Soviet program that basically took orphaned girls to train them to be the best assassins in the world. That's literally like Marvel
Them
Comics
Soviets,
lore.
Man, they're always up to something else.
I don't know if that's like an actual like Soviet like thing, like Hishibe was saying.
Goddamn commies!
But I mean, other like if that's not like actually a part of like Russian, you know, like history or anything like that, then this is literally taken directly from Marvel Comics, like to a T. Like there's like spot differences here and there, but I'm reading this chapter because remember when Retse first activated against that dude who was like a lackey of the Typhoon Devil on top of the building when it was raining and she choked his ass out. The first time we ever saw her do something like that, and I was like, oh shit, she's Black Widow, you know, because she had like there was the Russian like dialogue there that Viz didn't translate and I was like, oh shit, it's Black Widow, and then now we're like, it's really Black Widow now. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Well, and Kishibe telling the story like really hit me like on a real world level because you know he's talking about, you know, the experiments on children or whatnot, and that an American journalist published these stories, you know, about the children, and he doesn't really say anything else. But in my mind, I'm like, American journalist published on WikiLeaks, founded suicide next day. You know, like that's what I felt like. I thought the rest was coming, like, you know, like something like that where she disappeared because of her journalism. That wasn't said, but like when I'm reading that, I'm like, oh, is that what's going to happen?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that we called Makima tracking down Retse. I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
What the fuck is Makima's ability?
Well, that was A.N.G.A that did all that damage.
No, he did the damage, but he didn't fucking, you know, rat fucking twister her in there.
Oh, the rat. Yeah. I forgot.
You know,
spawned from a mound of fucking mice.
Yeah.
Rattlecone,
whatever
the
fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's cracking with that because I'm pretty sure we saw her do some other shit like in the Katana Devil arc. So like,
yeah, she just stared at somebody and they died.
Well, she had like death row convicts like lined up, and she was sacrificing the death row convicts to like kill someone far away.
And they were just getting smushed.
Yeah. So they were getting scrunched.
I'm thinking about that time though, where she's like sitting in the office with the Katana Devils like people or whatever, and some dude behind her tried to like come up on her. And she, like, turned and looked at him, and he just like died by her looking at him.
Dude, she probably has like 5 different contracts.
She's got Limitless.
Yeah, right. For sure.
The bitch is too cruel, man.
Dude, I love Makima,
and fuck the Angel Devil.
What?
No, he held his man's Aki down. Didn't even bring him along.
Fam.
No, he did not hold the boy Denji.
He'll die if he doesn't do what Makima says. First of all, you have to remember, like he's.
That's why we got to squat up on this bitch.
He did hold Denji down. He held Denji down via tough love. I'll just say. I mean, that's lack of a better term. No, Makima.
No.
Because he said, or not. I'm sorry, not Makima. A.N.G.A.
A.N.G.A held Aki down.
No, he held Aki down actually physically right there for real.
Okay.
And then Eagle said that A.N.G.A didn't hold Denji down because he killed Retse, and then Retse doesn't get to meet him at the cafe later. But if Denji and Retse get together, Denji's dead. So like
straight up,
A.N.G.A did hold Denji down.
They would.
They're not fighting Makima.
They gonna get the bitch.
No, fam.
No. We basically get confirmation in this chapter. Not really confirmation, but like you could infer this that the Bomb Devil really ain't that tight. Retse really ain't that tight.
Well, I mean, if you can stop her from activating, then what is she gonna do? You know what I mean? She had her shit.
Same thing with Denji.
She had her shit on the on the trigger, like she was gonna go, because she saw the rat pile. And then when the rat pile revealed Makima, she hesitated for a second, like, do I even really need to activate here? And then in that moment, she lost her arm, and then it was just one attack after another. She didn't have a chance. If she's in Bomb Devil form, who's fucking with her?
See, and yeah, sure, that's what we can say with what we've seen thus far, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just with the dialogue that we get through this episode, she's a fucking throwaway, basically, for this Russian government or whatever, you know, like, or you know, like she's not their top brass, definitely not. You know, like we kind of expect, like
maybe
we
the entire group is their top brass, because they're training this entire room full of kids, these orphan kids, to be cold-blooded assassins. I mean, obviously there's an upper echelon inside of that group, and I think maybe you're saying that she's not inside of like the top 3 best from that program.
No, I'm saying that even being from that program makes you lesser than whoever's controlling that group.
Oh, sure, but I mean, that's fine, but I don't know. I think it's okay. So comparatively to whoever's running it, she's not that tight. But in this world, she's among she's the strongest character we've seen so far.
Thus far. But we're at chapter 50 something or what, 60, whatever. You know, we're not that far. You know,
I always forget how
I
feel like so much has happened. You know what I mean? Like,
this is early.
Yeah.
Early in the game. But
yeah, man.
How about Power kicking in the door? You know?
Power.
Bro, somebody needs to beatbox for her, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, before Power comes in, I want to talk about how like awesome it is to, well, I guess how beautiful it was to see the country mouse and city mouse analogy come back, right?
Oh,
because A.N.G.A and Retse both preferred to be the country devils, right? In that I think it was the chapter where Retse and Denji are swimming, like, or are skinny dipping, right? And that's the first time that we get that analogy, right? And then A.N.G.A comes in and he's like, I would rather, you know, I'm a country mouse. Like I like the I can't remember the oh yeah, it's the city mouse gets to eat really good food, but is in danger of being killed by people and, you know, pets like cats and dogs and shit. But then the country mouse is safer because there's no one around, but it doesn't get to eat all that good of food. And I think Denji said that he'd rather be a city mouse because he gets to eat the food. Retse was like, no, I'd rather be a country mouse because it's safer. I can do what I want and then bounce back to safety, like whatever, which is clearly what's happening here in this chapter when she tries to run away before Makima finds her. But
she really thought she was gonna walk out of there with just a hat on.
I know, but A.N.G.A in that chapter makes a comment about how I'm a country mouse until Makima had her dogs track me down and catch me. You know what I mean? And then Makima is making this has this dialogue here about how, you know, like the country mouse, you know, like I like the country mouse too, you know what I'm saying? Like they do this and they do that, and then, you know, before snow falls, you got to get them out of here, though. You got to exterminate them by sending your dogs, you know, to dig holes to catch them and kill them, you know. So like that directly reminded me of that chapter, and I was like, so A.N.G.A was caught by her dogs, and Retse is killed, you know, by the dogs because A.N.G.A, you know, she sent A.N.G.A after her, you know. So it's just crazy how this writing is like coming like around, like it's just a beautiful like conclusion to the arc, you know what I mean, where all of the elements of what was introduced and established throughout the arc are coming, you know, those plot threads are being tied up and those things are being wrapped up and brought back around full circle, which is super crazy. And I was just so surprised and impressed by how good this story got.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because it's like you don't think, like when you start it, you're like, this is gonna be fun, this is just gonna be like a hack and slash, like, you know, like the MC is funny and it's cool, like you think it's gonna be like a comedy, like a gore comedy, but there's actually superb writing throughout this in a lot of ways, you know what I mean. And I bet Fujimoto's just sitting there like, y'all motherfuckers didn't think I was about to snap like this, huh? All right, well, you know what I mean, like
I don't know the Japanese for Chainsaw Man, but it's got to sound cooler than Chainsaw Man, because
it might just be Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, it could be like they're just whatever, but
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Power goes to the fucking cafe and obviously Denji's there waiting for Retse, who's never going to show up. Buddy's talking to him too before Power gets there, like, hey, don't sweat it, man. She was way out of your league anyway. Like, you'll find somebody for you.
Man.
You know, that kind of hurt. And then Power comes in. He thinks it's her, but it's Power's bitch ass in here to just be annoying and
dude,
be a
Power's
bitch.
my favorite.
Power's my favorite too, but only because she's annoying.
Power's
and a bitch.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. You're
like
right.
I love that kind of character to be like just antagonistic, but on the protagonist side.
Yeah,
you know, like I love those characters personally. But
yeah, me too.
But yeah, so Denji just eats the flowers. Said, "No, these ain't for you," and starts eating them flowers. You know, because fucking Power's like, "Oh, those fit me, those suit me. You should get those. You know, those are for me."
Denji's
right?
like, "No,
hell no." Yeah. So
yeah, man, that was a beautiful conclusion to the arc. I don't know where it's going to go next, but wait, no, we saw no, we didn't see it. We didn't see anything that kind of implies like what the next arc will be.
I don't think so. Yeah,
okay, but it's cool to see Kishibe back in the scene because I've been missing his character for a while. So hopefully we get like another training arc, you know, like with Power and Denji and Kishibe. That would be cool.
We gotta see him seriously fight.
Man, oh man, do we, bro?
I mean, that might be a while.
Yeah.
But when it happens though,
he's one of them tippy tops.
Yeah, for sure. I think he is the number one.
Hunter. Yeah, he was and like the leader of like the special like secret class first division or whatever the fuck.
Always got a flask and a fucking.
Yeah,
I know. I need to know how he got these scars though.
Oh, he fucks with Joker, you know.
Yeah, but that's all I had.
Fucking with Joker.
That's all I had for Chainsaw Man though.
Me too.
Me as well. So we can move on to The Promised Neverland, chapter 162, musical chairs. And this one, for some reason, I thought the art looked a little different in the beginning of the chapter. Like it looked. And also the cover page, the color cover on this one was
incredible.
Fire.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Fire.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's definitely tight as
one of the best covers I've ever seen, I feel like.
It's
I agree.
Definitely up there for sure. Ratchet with all the demons behind him.
Kind of looked a little, I don't know, not grainy, but I don't know. It just looked a little different at the beginning of the chapter for like the first couple pages.
And then like halfway through it like gets like really like detailed. That owl looked beautiful.
That owl did, but these motherfucking elders on their Shaolin monk shit.
Yo, this is really cool to see.
We needed this.
This is cool.
This needs to keep this keeps the story going.
Yeah.
Suspended animation for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Now. Like wow.
Yeah.
Stops her metabolism and
then of course she has the cursed blood. She has the evil blood that'll revive him. That's super fucking cool, man. Because like when Sun Ju was talking about it like a couple chapters ago, like I can't be king because I defected. No one's gonna listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, well, what the fuck is gonna happen to their society then? Because like you know, so this was really cool.
Shit gonna crumble.
Yeah, but this is tight. Another thing, Gracefield House kids, like when Ratri like you get that flashback of Ratri like saying like where the hell are Emma and Ray and Norman, and they're like they died, they're out of here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is starting to like this is like that feeling of, you know, like these are things that remind me of the earlier time in the series. You know how you know how hard they. I mean, they've been riding for each other, like they've always ridden for each other. You know what I'm saying? But like, you haven't had like these butt clenchy moments like that where they needed to like really. I don't know. It was just very reminiscent of that. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying right now, but it felt like, you know, it felt like some Goldie Pond Gracefield House type shit. You know, or even when the first Ratri wave came and invaded their like first little hideout that they had with with that one survivor that I can't remember the
couple of them got that they should peeled back like a fucking muffin top.
That surveillance fucking mechanical owl reminded me of fucking Clash of the Titans, you know, like I don't know if y'all like
so
that bro, I'm not even gonna lie, bro, I didn't even notice that was a surveillance like mechanical owl. I thought that was just an owl. You want to know what I thought that owl was looking at Allegra Lima like that because she was like reviving. and was like, "What's going on here?"
At first,
I was like, "No."
Yeah, I did too at first, but then you can see,
but
like,
then right after that they were like,
eyes.
right after that they were like, "Yo, we just got word, like we could see that Leg Rebellion is dead." Now that you say that, I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
So, and little Peter out here trying to take over, like trying to. He's like, "I'm about to run shit. We're about to fucking tell the people what actually happened."
And now it's a revenge story.
Shit.
And now it's a revenge story.
Not letting this some Jew shit go down. I'm about to tell people what's cracking. I'm about to cause panic and come in and swoop, be the savior, whatever. That's
and this
interesting.
Dude, like we were talking about before, intellect on 100.
Yeah,
intellect on Hall of Fame, man. He just immediately comes up with a plan.
He's definitely evil Norman, and it's such a cool juxtaposition here between those two, and it's gonna be so crazy to see like this Light versus this Kira versus L in Death Note style conclusion. That's all coming back to Gracefield House, and are we ready?
Grandma
Isabella
chan.
This is massive, bro, because it's like obviously like you're thinking about it, you're like, if they're going back to Grace House, Isabella's probably there, but then like you think back to when they escaped and you're like, how would she be there?
Yeah, she failed. They were going to move her out.
They should have murked her. They should have ate her. Yeah. But then like you think about it and like you're like, they should, like when I saw her, I was like, why wasn't she eaten? And then I think back to Legra Valima when she was like going into her final form, and she didn't show up inside of the people that were eaten. Like you saw Crone, you saw everyone, but you didn't see Isabella. And remember, I predicted that her final form was Isabella, or or whatever the fuck I said like that one week, and then it wasn't, and I just never thought about her again. I was like, oh, it's not Isabella. Like, oh well, I mean, well, whatever. She's out of here. And
the close-up panel on her was so good,
bro.
It's so well done. The art was so good.
Yeah. That's the best art that I've seen in this series.
In the series,
that and like the first like final form Legra Valima reveal panel are the top two. The top two art in the entire, and of course this cover page. But
I just loved Isabella's like bulky dress too.
Yes, bro.
Basically death dress. You know,
bro.
Like man, she is scarier to me than any other normal human I think I've ever seen in almost anything. Like where she's not even like, it's just all intellect based, right? Like it's not like she's physically imposing, right? Like she's not, but scares the shit out.
She's trained in combat.
I know,
she can fight, but what's the scariest thing about her is like her cunning, is her demeanor, and like her, like I literally feel like my mom is looking at me and I didn't take the chicken out the freezer before she got home from work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever she's on screen, like. And I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like, and it's all because of that first like panel that you get like in like chapter 2, like when she's like when she's like, someone knows about what's going on here, and she goes up to Emma like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like ever since that panel, like I've been terrified of Isabella. You know what I'm saying?
You use that panel sometimes in group chats.
Yeah.
Because that shit is serious, though. That's a good one to say.
Yeah, for sure. Where is Phil?
It's all coming together. Phil's in this motherfucker. Phil's in the back.
Phil's on like a little cart under Isabella's dress, controlling her with a fucking, he's got his Xbox controller out, controlling Isabella.
Child Emperor.
Yeah, Child Emperor. Fucking Filson Fisk out here.
Filskin. Rumpelfilskin.
Oh my god.
Filson Fisk, bro. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so ready, dude. I'm so ready for this meme to become reality, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I had though for Promised Neverland. I don't know if you guys wanted to say anything else on it, but
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
So with that, we can move on to Black Clover, chapter 233, The Messenger from the Spade Kingdom. And how did baby not like die from the pressure in the strong magic region? Because remember, like when they went to just the volcano, people could like barely like stand and
mana skin.
Wasn't someone carrying him the whole time?
Yeah,
Then
and
he was protected by Mana-Skin then.
But that Mana-Skin's not strong
true.
enough. Mana-Skin alone by yourself isn't strong enough to go through that fucking whatever the magic area. As far as we've been led to believe.
So I have a question here. So like, who was carrying him through the Mana Zone?
Ralph's dad.
Ralph's dad.
Ralph's
one
dad.
of the people who served the
So
royal family.
So we never actually saw Yuno's father.
No, we've never seen any of this.
Because for some reason,
family.
like we saw his mother.
We saw. His mother, yeah.
And then the first motherfucker that holds him, I thought that was his dad. But it's not.
No, that's Ralph's dad.
So it's Ralph's dad.
Yeah, whoever the fuck Ralph is, you know.
Okay.
But no, I mean he's the guard, royal guard. Their family have been royal guards for generations of Yuno's family, which is
cool. The Spade Kingdom real king is Yuno's dad then.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen.
Yeah.
And this Xenon dude is his brother.
No.
It's got to be.
They're from different. They said these siblings, and they had a last name. I don't remember what their last name was, but these siblings who have the devil powers are too strong, basically, and they're overthrowing. They're killing everybody. We got to get Yuno out because if we don't, they'll kill baby Yuno if they see him. So
No. I'm talking about the three from
the Dark Triad.
The Dark Triad.
Yeah, the Dark Triad. Yeah, they're the whatever the Zelgadis. It's not.
They're trying to take over. They're trying to take over Spade.
They already took over.
They already took
over
Spade
when Yuno was a baby, and now they're trying to take over.
So this Dark Triad is old. These are older people.
At least
They
the
look
oldest
relatively.
one.
They look relatively young. This Xenon dude in the last panel looks about Yuno's age or a little bit older.
I'd say like, all right, if I just have to guess like ages, Yuno and Asta got to be 16, 17, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 18. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe we've been given that fucking information, but that's just roughly what I see him. And I'd say that dude's like 24, 25.
Yeah,
and then his older brother's got to be in like 30s, if not 40. And that's if we're taking their age at face value. They have devils inside of them. Who knows? It may have prolonged their life, and their aging has slowed down because of it. Asta, doesn't have a devil inside of him, but he's definitely, I mean, you can just chalk it up to shorter stature, but maybe he's aging slower,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess other than all that swollenness, but
yeah,
so
all the striations by the chest and shoulders.
Yeah. That's where all that growth went.
This man loves striations.
But
you see it, bro. It's just rippling, bro. It's just making waves.
I really think this chapter, let's just be honest, it wasn't much. I kind of flew through it, and
I thought I would be more excited for a Yuno origin chapter.
Yeah, there's got to be more to it or something, because it wasn't. I just don't know if it was done well. But what I didn't realize that it's been 18 months since Asta and Yuno became Magic Knights. So
we got that. I saw that number. I was like.
So the 6 month, time skip.
Yeah.
I mean, we
basically
had
a year after the start of the series.
Time. Yeah, a year. Yeah, we've had a year as Magic Knights so far. I don't know.
Because it's not like, it's not like Hero where they're constantly reminding us of how much time has gone by. You don't have trimesters, you don't have semesters, you don't have you don't have spring break, you don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell time really, there's not that much attention, paid to it. So once you get this information, because like, how long has it felt like has gone by?
I mean, that's just the hardest question to ever answer in anime and manga ever. You get 3 seconds, but there are 9 panels, and then you get fucking, 8 years and it's one.
Bro, when I found out that everything from like the start of One Piece to the time skip happened in less than a year, bro, I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, I was never happy about that.
I was like a couple months.
That's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you like, now that like when you try to like apply that, I mean, obviously it's hard. Like, every story is going to tell time differently than the other story, but like, you kind of like try to like use, your history and your experience with Eastern storytelling to kind of gauge it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I definitely thought I expected much less time than a year to have.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys expected more, but I definitely thought
much less.
Yeah,
like 6 months.
Yeah. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I did not know that everything. Like,
if you give each arc a month, right? That's like 6 months.
Yeah.
And those arcs end in days or less.
And I don't
usually.
remember ever a narrator like box that said like 2 months or like a couple weeks later or anything like that throughout any of the arcs that we've had so far. So I'm thinking that this is just like constant time, you know, like this is just a straight, you know, regular like time stream throughout this. And it's like a year couldn't have fucking taken, you know, happened. Unless we got some kind of dialogue box somewhere that we can't remember where it was like a couple weeks passed after this.
I mean, you could just kind of always chalk it up to,
like
okay,
a month later,
this arc's over and 2 months passed in between each arc or something like that.
Man, but I feel like in Black Clover the pacing is so crazy that they don't have enough downtime for that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
because it's like the first arcs end, they go and see fucking.
Yes,
like,
and then someone shows up at the end. That's the start of the next arc, and then that arc ends, and then you know they might have one chapter where they're chilling directly after the end of the last arc, and then someone shows up at the end of that chapter that starts the next arc off. So it's like, how is a year like? Come on, bro.
I don't know. Not my favorite chapter. You know, like I just.
Well, I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, it was cool for what it did, and it was cool. I mean, it was cool to see Yuno's origin. We obviously have more questions coming out of this than we did going in, but I mean, Tabata seems to be on his A game right now, so I'm sure it will be fine, but. It's just kind of awkward right now, is all it is, and it's fine. I mean, other stories have been awkward before. I mean, you know, like when you're ignorant to things that are happening, you're going to the first instinct that you have is to say this doesn't make sense. But like this is a story that's not finished, and the writer hasn't given you the information yet. So yeah, man.
That's all I had for Black Clover.
Yeah, we can move on for sure.
Yeah.
We can get on to My Hero Academia, chapter 255, Hero Hopeful.
First thing I really just want to say real quick is that this is Horikoshi's artistic strong suit, is everything that happened in this chapter.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
This is the prettiest fucking hero chapter I may have ever seen. And it's just like because it's like close facial fucking and a lot of just, emotion.
His facial detail and his emotions are the best I've seen in manga, I feel like. Yeah. I mean, Berserk is pretty crazy too. Yeah. But inside of the shonen genre,
panels.
Yeah.
And then the facial panel of Kurogiri.
Yes.
And when he's got
so a couple of things I want to say about that. One, after the first Shirakumo chapter, someone drew fan art of this exact scene from this. Like it was crazy to see this because like I saw fan art of it like half gone and like half still Kurogiri and like half Shirakumo, and it was drawn like the exact same way. I was like, holy shit, seeing that. But another thing is Shirakumo's still alive inside of the Nomu?
I guess.
So like he's died dead as fuck. And then they grabbed his corpse and made a Nomu out of it. So like how is his consciousness like still?
It's residual consciousness living on through, and he is actually dead. I mean, that's my only guess. It's just like some of his being is still within, the Nomu.
So because the body is reanimated and like I don't even want to use the word cognizant, but like, so because the body is functioning to a certain degree, you're able to see after images of his consciousness like still inside of it. Even though like there should be no traces of it at all. It's a very confusing thing to try to analyze because like there hasn't been any kind of mention of an afterlife in this story yet. So like it like this seems like a very logic and like reason and like based, like it's a very secular story. So like I'm trying to make it make sense, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, how is he in there at all?
Yeah, it's hard to try to wrap your mind around right now. I just feel like we need more info. But I mean, I think the easiest answer is that he's not actually alive, and that he's just his residual consciousness like lives on, being that he's the container for the Nomu or whatever.
So like maybe like you're. Like who you are as a person isn't just like based on the brain, but like is also like inside of your DNA and tied to your quirk in some kind of way. I'm trying to make it make sense, dog, but it's like
that does make sense because think about One for All. Like One for All, those Deku can see previous One for All users inside of him. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
that's
Thank you, man.
only,
See, this is why you guys are here. Like,
hey, I'm not the
idiot.
analyzer here. I'm waiting for you guys to do that. I'm just here to do the dick and fart jokes here. That's all I'm here for.
Well, you literally, I hadn't even thought about All for One or One for All.
Well, you want to know what I really do is just have Shad send me all his notes in a personal message.
Man.
No, hell no.
We swapping you out, bro. Let's hold on, bro.
No, Shad is crazy.
We should try to get him on an episode one of these days.
Yeah,
but he's in Australia, so it's like I'm pretty sure he's in Australia. He's in some other kind of way opposite time zone though. I'd be talking to him at 4 or 5 in the morning, and he'll be like, "I'm just going into work," and I'll be like, "God damn it, you're never gonna be on the show."
But yeah,
something else that was really cool was the dialogue we got from All for One.
That was really good.
Yeah, man. Whenever he says words, it's lit, fam.
Yeah.
And that's how you know it's an amazing villain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When there's not a single bad thing that they say that doesn't feel like nothing he says has ever felt awkward. It's never felt forced. It's never felt shoehorned in or anything like that, because a villain needs to Horikoshi knew exactly which villains were going to matter the most throughout this entire series, and he paid the utmost attention to their detail and their execution, and it's just so refreshing to see that, because a lot of stories get villains so wrong.
Yeah.
Shout out to the fucking devil of the elf arc in Black Clover. Trash. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't mean
I bet you got it verbatim. I want to hear what you got. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It says you people still fail to understand. It's like making wine, trampling the grapes to extract their juice. I merely wanted to keep enjoying those delightful flavors.
Man.
And he's like, man, this dude is sick. So I'm just gonna say, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, even though he definitely remembered what the fuck that man said.
Is All for One drinking blood and shit? Is he Vampire Quirk Man?
Bro, it's so... I can't remember his name. He's got one of the coolest hero names ever. But it's so stressful, though, whenever All for One says anything. Or whenever you see him, right? Because he's got this confidence about him that either makes you think he's gonna break out,
broken the fuck out of here,
or he just has that much faith in the next generation of villains in Shigaraki that it doesn't even matter if he gets broken out, because this is a way bigger problem, or at the very least the same problem as All for One. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's worse? Obviously the worst case scenario would be both of them.
I mean,
both of them, it's like the world is over. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way.
But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one. Well, obviously they have to deal with Shigaraki, but it's like if Shigaraki gets dealt with, does All for One come back after that? You know what I'm saying? Because if Shigaraki gets taken down, there's still All for One there with the possibility of getting broken out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, and then you have Stain is in the same facility. You know what I mean? So it's like
Impel down escape arc,
fam.
You just break all the people out. You got level 6 fucking, criminals with you again.
This is the thing. So if it goes into this, if what some people are saying and what we've actually even talked about on this channel comes true, and where the heroes completely lose this next fight, and there's an age of villainy for any amount of time that the hero resistance eventually comes back from, we know they will. What kind of setting is that going to be moving forward? Because if the villains win in this upcoming confrontation, in this upcoming conflict, the first thing they're going to do after they win is go break out All for One, or maybe even during, and Stain. You know what I mean? So if there
I can see Stain not rolling with him, to be honest.
No, but he's still a problem whether he rolls. I can't see him rolling with him either, but then you have a lot of different issues here, and it's like this hero society without All Might, and with an Endeavor that is struggling with not only his first real fight as a hero that like has people like kind of like on the ropes in regards to like how they even feel about him, like the society is split whether they fuck with Endeavor and whether they don't. You have like radicals on both sides that are like Endeavor's incredible, Endeavor sucks. So like that affects heroes, how society views them. How society views villains does not affect them at all. You know what I mean? So like you have a war on like a couple different fronts here for the protagonist side of things, and it looks really destitute. You know what I mean? And the future, it's like I can't see a positive future right now unless other parts of the world get involved. And if other parts of the world get involved, then why haven't we been slightly touching, like dipping into that over the course of the series?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why haven't we been referencing, at least in a phone call or in a newspaper or in a conversation here or there between maybe, I don't know, the fucking hero fanatics like Deku? Why isn't Deku talking about heroes outside of Japan?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where are these slight hints at this, you know, these people that we know eventually have to come into the story?
Where's the structured government in general? Like, who's the president? Who's the prime minister? Like, who? I mean, it's like you have this whole,
and that's it.
It's like, no,
Right.
like the little rat man does not run Japan. Like, he does not. I don't care if he's the principal of the best hero school. Sure, he's definitely politically connected. There's no way.
And probably significantly politically connected.
Significantly, yes.
He's still not the guy in the chair, though.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No
like,
way.
yeah, like he's. Yeah.
So I hope what you said happens because, you know, maybe it'll happen slower than, you know, maybe we foresee, and then it can lead up to some of these, you know, smaller reveals of other powers, you know, whether it be other countries, whether it be the actual Japanese government or whatever, you know, because it's like, especially in this world, it just seems to me like there should be heroes who are politicians as well. Like Night Eye should have been a fucking politician the whole goddamn time. Like
something like that.
Yeah, like
that senator.
But there should be United Nations meetings of heroes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There should be. We should have gotten at least one scene where the heroes from everywhere are chilling. We're gonna get it. Like there's no way we're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? But like we should have. I feel like we should have had it by now. Whenever we get it, I'm sure it's gonna be executed properly. But like, it does seem a little overdue. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, like, obviously, I'm not gonna doubt Kohei for a second, because the story that he's been writing for pretty much this entire time has been something for the fucking history books. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he hasn't really disappointed me ever. I mean, I talk shit about the fucking festival, the rock and roll festival, but that's just because I'm week to week. That was like 3 chapters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I was binging, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But like,
yeah, and as much as I don't like it either, this is a modern age school story.
Exactly.
You know,
you're just going to get slice of life elements to it, and from a business standpoint, it makes sense because you want to appeal to as big of a demographic as you can. But I honestly, I don't even think that's as much what it's about as just like he's just trying to write a wholesome, all-encompassing story that hits all of the marks. See, and he's doing an incredible job, except for world building right now.
It's so this story used to be so wholesome, and now we are where, like, and that was my problem some of the time, is like it felt a little too wholesome in spots it didn't need to be, and like now, maybe not even just now, but in the last maybe like 2 arcs.
But I feel like that wholesomeness, I feel like that like slice of life type shit was offset properly by the intense like stakes and tension that you get whenever there's conflict, right?
Sure.
So so like that didn't bother me too much, because I knew that whenever a villain showed up, it was going to be crazy smoke everywhere, and it was going to be a really serious problem. So that's one thing that gets me through those. That's why I don't have a single complaint about the series, really, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I feel like it's getting a little bit too soft or a little bit too, boring isn't even really the word that I even really want to use, but like I just know that crazy heat is coming right around the corner. You know what I mean? Because we're either going to get a crazy new character that's introduced that changes the game in some kind of way. We're either going to get some kind of crazy new villain development that brings, you know, more stakes to the story, or more despair, or more tension. It's like there's not a dull moment for very long, and whenever there is a dull moment for longer than you want, something comes up that completely makes you forget about it. So it's like, yeah.
So that was all good, but just kind of going back to the chapter a little bit. So Shirakumo says hospital. It's the only word he says.
Yeah.
And Hawks, that's all Hawks needs is that one word, hospital. And now he knows what that was, like the puzzle piece that was missing from his puzzle is that word.
On his fucking Meruem. Goddamn.
He's on his light Yagami.
Shikamaru.
He's on his L, Detective L, bro. Hawks.
I mean, he's playing so Gungi when the rest of us are playing like fucking jacks. We ain't even playing
We're playing Pogs.
Yeah, Pogs. Yeah, so it's just fucking some elementary ass shit, because fucking he definitely is, you know,
Hawks
Shikamaru
is different.
Here.
Hawks is different, bro.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to talk about like the implications of this Shigaraki like panel at the end. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we talk about that?
Only that panel.
Bring that up next. That panel looks crazy.
Well, and only that panel makes Genkai's training look like stubbing your toe. Like that shit, wild.
Wow,
that's a wild panel.
He's like completely impaled, and like blood is like spurting out.
Is that impaled? I thought that was like.
Maybe it was something that was connected, that it got ripped out, and it's just the way that it's positioned.
Because I think he's like convulsing to the point where his back is arched that high, and like he would be literally jumping through the roof if he wasn't fucking chained down.
Yeah,
and man,
this makes the spirit wave transfer look like. If we got like a whole chapter dedicated to him writhing in pain throughout this process, that would definitely dwarf the spirit wave. I feel like, because this shit looks like it sucks, and also like. Dr. Eggman is talking about how, like, you know, he's even more perfect than he thought that he would be. So now we're looking at a situation where, because obviously Shigaraki has to be a bigger threat than All For One was, and that can be in a couple different ways. It can either be a bigger military threat, which obviously they have, but like as a solo threat, I didn't think that Shigaraki was going to be someone that was more capable or more formidable than All For One. But it looks like he might get All For One's abilities and decay. Well, obviously his decay has evolved. He got the secondary mutation in the decay, but it also seems like this experimentation that he's doing here is going to give him abilities either similar or that exceed All For One's.
Or at least a small set of them.
Yeah, or maybe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or like
that's the only way it makes sense.
If he gets anything that even resembles All For One at all, while he also has this like upgraded version of decay, this is crazy. Plus his military power is massive. So it's like,
who the fuck fights him?
Exactly, bro. Endeavor, it can't. I don't even think Endeavor wants it.
Endeavor's gonna get one shot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you have to, like, obviously you have to assume that Shigaraki, post whatever this experiment is going to be at least twice as strong as the hooded Nomu that almost killed Endeavor.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Unless like Aries gonna really have to rewind All Might, rewind Lemillion. Maybe even go grab fucking Night Eye's casket and rewind his ass too, because it's like, fam, what the fuck are y'all gonna do, dog?
Lemillion ain't coming back.
You don't think so? Why is he still in the school then?
Because he'll just beat you the fuck up.
Course.
He'll just beat you the fuck up. No. If you don't have an ability, dog, like how are you going to proceed throughout school?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but like his quirk was the hardest to control of anybody's quirk ever.
That doesn't matter, but like you still need your quirk to perform in these physical activities that are scored.
I mean, can't you be? Yeah. But he's like almost close to graduating. Like he's a third year, and so
you need 4 years, don't you?
Yeah, but so maybe he
just
gets
get through an entire other year of school with no quirk.
But
in the last year of school.
Hey, and I'm not saying that this is gonna happen. I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate, but he could be like a strategist or something. Like, you know, I mean, I don't know.
But they still score you individually on what you can do, not how, like, if you're a strategist, you're a support type. You know what I'm saying? So like you are commanding other people, you're rallying other people, you are doing things that other people capitalize on. You yourself are individually scored in plenty of these tests and exams. So it's like,
I just don't.
What is he going to do without a quirk? How is he going to graduate at all? If they just pass him, they're like, okay, go be a hero now with no quirk. You've graduated UA somehow in the 4th year. That's got to be the hardest. With no, come on, bro. Like, why is he still in the school if he's not gonna?
Because he's the true main character of the story.
I know,
and he
bro.
Got one for all.
No, and it's so crazy that Kohei can even write a story that makes you even think that to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I said that before on here, but that's my favorite. Hard no, man. There was a time where I was fucking with Mirio more than Deku too, and I'm a huge Deku stan, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Mirio 12 out of 10 for me every time. Like,
fam.
It's like there's nothing about Mirio that I just don't love. Like, that's my type of character.
And it's crazy because if I was in My Hero Academia, I would be Deku. Like, I'm a fucking comic book superhero fanatic, fam. Like, I would be the motherfucker with all the notes on all the heroes waiting for my time. Like, I would literally be Deku, and Kohei still wrote Mirio so well that I was like, wait a minute, bro. Should he be the main? You know what I'm saying? Even to do that even for a moment.
He just has more All Might qualities to me than
and it's not even that I was comparing Mirio to All Might. It was just like I guess now that you mention it, you kind of do have to, because if anyone's
those were the two candidates for One for All.
Yeah. And Mirio's always got a smile on his face, and he looks like the pit boy from Fallout, and he's blonde, so it's hard not to compare him to All Might. But I just loved his quirk. I loved his dialogue, which was much different than All Might's. Like, I wasn't even really comparing him like that, but I was literally just like, I wonder and I'm surprised we didn't bring it up on our spin-offs episode, but like, I was just like, what? Wait, did we? But I was just like, what would a Mirio? I was like, what would a fucking Mirio manga be like, dog? Like, he's year 3. Like, he's probably had a crazy life in high school.
Yeah. Well,
and doing that work with Night Eye.
Yeah.
Well, and they said there was dialogue that I saw in the anime that I don't remember exactly in the manga that said Mirio was as strong as any pro hero, including Endeavor and anybody. With how he was in 3rd year with his permeation quirk. Like, I saw that, like, it was at the beginning of this arc, obviously, since we're in, but it's because it's like right where he fights the whole class and
just one shots him
1v30s and wrecks it.
That's why he can't get his quirk back,
because he's too busted.
He's just gonna wreck everybody. Yeah.
But
that's really all I got.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah,
it was an amazing chapter though. Even though there wasn't like a lot to it, like we talked about it forever, but I feel like a lot of our time wasn't really spent on like the chapter itself.
It was that Mirio tangent.
There's just so much that can be said about the series, man.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, One Piece chapter 966.
Let's go.
Roger and Whitebeard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Before, do your cover. Talk about the cover chapter for a second if you want to.
I just wrote it down. It's funny. Chiffon getting arrested while she's getting her hair did.
Yeah, it was definitely funny. I'm going to jump right to something here because I just want to get the complaints out of the way. What the fuck is wrong with Viz, bro? Like, what is up with these translators, bro? Like,
Stephen Paul is
Dogstorm and Cat Viper.
Oh, you're so late to the party on that.
I haven't even noticed that.
That's been around forever.
I haven't even noticed that.
For like 300 chapters.
They've been calling him Dogstorm and Cat Viper. I mean, I'm relatively new to reading like the One Piece.
They do that on Crunchyroll.
I mean, I don't watch the anime either though. But like, I'm relatively new to reading the One Piece chapters on Viz regularly. You know what I mean? Because I hate them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I hate the translations. This is my first time seeing Dogstorm and Cat Viper.
Stephen Paul just
what are you doing? These are names of characters.
You can tell, like,
you don't need to translate them directly.
No, I know, but
why are you doing that?
When you listen to Stephen Paul on the One Piece podcast, I mean, you could just tell he's softer, and he's going to aim it towards younger audiences, and that's fine. I mean, because he's got,
Stop.
and it's not fine. I mean,
Stop that. I do not read manga so that I can have a westernized, Americanized version of it. I'm a fucking weeb, otaku, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I love Japanese culture. I'm here because I love the Japanese aspect of this. Keep it in context. Don't change the context of everything.
Yeah.
Give it to me with translator notes, or give it to me the way that the author wrote it.
And I'm glad you're saying it like that, because I always said it as he's translating for 10-year-olds, and I'm 30. I ain't got time for a 10-year-old. Hey, glad you said it, because it's normally me. And
I'm sorry. I just wanted to get the complaints out of the way, because that's the first time I noticed that, and I was like, you can say, like, we've had back and forth about, like, you know, hair splitting, you know, like, translation arguments, but like this time I'm like, these are names of characters. What the fuck did they translate Katakuri's name to whatever it literally fucking
Dogtooth.
Oh, that was a Viz thing?
It's all Viz, yeah.
I feel like I saw Dogtooth in scans too, but like
you may have,
yeah.
You may have, but that's what he was in Viz. I'm pretty confident,
dude. It's like, what are you like?
They all changed it to Katakuri later on, but yeah.
Why are you directly translating names of characters? The concept's fine, do it, please. But names of characters, you're out of your fucking mind.
That's the thing, though. Like, I just wish we weren't treated like children. And I know children could read this shit, but like, we're looking into translations. Like, we're looking into actual meanings. And I got a bunch of them. Like, I actually got a bunch of them today, which are all new shits. The big one that makes me mad is Nitoriu fucking Gun Madoki, which there's a bunch with that. So you have what was actually said is Odin Gun Madoki, which is it's fried tofu that's in your Odin, and it's also the kanji's written as weapon of the hesitant demon, and the hiragana is, you know, Gan Madoki, type of the type of food. So it's a play on, you know, these words. And then Viz just says Gun Madoki, which is weird because Madoki means imitation, you know, like loosely translated. Okay. And that's why it's tofu, you know. And so he's making it sound like imitation gun. I'm imitating a gun, but he's just standing there with two swords like this. It's like, you didn't see no like shockwave, you didn't see nothing that resembled a gun. And gun is nowhere near it's not in the kanji, you know, or the hiragana. So it's like, I mean, I
don't know, man.
They're just making shit up at this point.
I mean, and it's frustrating, but hey, we're here for it. Viz is like the only way to fucking read this shit now. So, you know, it's like whatever. I don't want to spend the entire One Piece. We should because it's an incredible chapter. That just fired me up so much that I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's crazy that it's been there for a while, but that was the first time I had seen it. But anyway, I'm sorry, Eagle. Go crazy. Bring us into the chapter, please.
Yeah, talk about stuff that matters here.
Well, I mean, Odin got all the smoke he wanted from Roger, man.
Bro!
Hit his ass with that divine departure, man.
Bro!
He's the
samurai. Yeah,
that's a decent translation. Just to point that out, that's a decent translation because it was a version to divinity.
Yeah.
So
I remember that you said that, but it's cool seeing that Roger one-shots Odin here because like, and I mean, he doesn't really one-shot him. He kind of like he hits him and he sends him flying, but then Odin gets up like right away, like, what the hell was that guy's problem? You know what I mean? Like, so he's like fine, but like, it's just cool that if he really wanted to try to fuck with Roger, it wouldn't be a long drawn out battle. Roger could probably end that very soon. You know what I mean? He
just roared him out of battle. Pokemon roared him out of battle.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All right, you're done. You're backline now.
That's really cool to see there because Odin has kind of been being played up to be like, I don't know. I don't want to say that he's on par with Whitebeard from what we've seen. Obviously, they weren't really trying all that hard. It was just a quick clash here. But like when you look at the Odin and Whitebeard clash,
when you look at the
obviously,
obviously
it's it's obvious that Whitebeard was even holding back when he clashed with Odin, because when he's clashing here with Whitebeard, there's weapons aren't even touching, fam, and that's so crazy that your Conqueror's Haki. Do you think that's Conqueror's Haki? Right? We can agree on that.
So hard to say.
Or is that Rio? Is that a clash of Rio?
And Rio.
I want to say it's
level 3 armor and Haki.
So, it's the black on their swords, and how that looks fucking so good. I love how they animated that.
Honestly, if I'm keeping it a buck, bro, Roger and Whitebeard clashing, that panel is my favorite panel in all of One Piece, I think.
That nobody can argue with that either. Somebody can say they might like something better, but you can't say that that's not a top tier choice. Looking at that panel for longer just makes me appreciate how much Oda can do. Like, he doesn't go crazy, but it's just so perfect.
Just like, Roger's stance, exactly where Roger's stance and the perspective, and like Roger could have just did a forward slash. He could have done a vertical slash. He could have done a regular ass like sort. But he's like got like some swag to his shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that was just so perfect to see for a finally getting a Roger conflict. Like a Roger fight. You know what I mean? To some degree.
There's an attention to smaller details that you might not really even notice. Like, I was looking at Roger's clothing in that clash, and like the little fucking tassels on his shoulder pads are flying out. Like there's just so much that's going on.
Oda knows what panels he needs to go absolutely crazy on, and even if it's not a full page spread, like it is in this, like this page was a full page spread, but this was one panel in the bottom right corner compared to the rest of the page, and he still was like, nope, I gotta act like this is a center page. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
you're saying when he was warming up the attack?
No. I'm saying like when he clashes, like that's a whole page, and there's like 16 other panels on it. But like, and then the clashing panel is like bottom right corner, and like, but it's got detail, like it's a center, like a full page, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just
so that the actual clash was the biggest panel, but the other panels are like,
it's the biggest panel, but
black people are getting blown away like this,
But like the combination of all of the other panels take up more space than the clash panel.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But don't you just love fucking Roger? Like, hey, Rayleigh, Gaban, nah, calm down. Yeah. Y'all might get hurt. I don't want my mans to get hurt. Giggling his ass off,
Yes. You just want to fight.
Yes, and they're like, you just see a strong enemy and you want to go crazy. Man,
and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter though going crazy, like, confirmed Odin can 2v1 Rayleigh and fucking Gaban. It's like, bro, calm down. Like, Odin cannot 1v2 fucking Rayleigh. No, calm down. You kidding me? So hey, I'll say this, that we can't judge. No, yes we can. This is the end of fucking. This is Rayleigh's in his prime. Yeah. Roger's in his prime. These are the strongest they've ever been in his prime. Well, Roger's dying, so it's hard to say Roger's in his prime.
Rayleigh for sure.
Yeah. Rayleigh will 1v1 Odin. I don't care.
You think he'll win?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. No, he would have to, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It would just make sense, but I mean, like, I would root for Odin in that fight, though. Even though I think that Rayleigh would win, I would want Odin too. I just like his character more. And Rayleigh was top 5 characters for me before, like Odin and Rayleigh are both in my top 5. But
yeah, we don't get young Rayleigh is the thing. We only got old man teacher Rayleigh, so it's hard.
Even old man teacher Rayleigh made it into my
it's
top
tight
5,
as fuck.
So
great character.
Just when he swam through the calm belt, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, slam through the calm belt.
That shit was fucking hectic. That goated him. But I don't know. Going back into the chapter though, I'm trying to think of if
Teach has really never slept.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about next.
That shit is fucking nutty.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, bro,
that's wild.
What kind of fucking shit is he on? He's on that A1 nose clam straight from the sea all night long. He got that white girl.
Yeah, and there's a small conversation that like Sanji and like Luffy has on like Drum Island that's got like the internet kind of like talking about where Blackbeard or where Teach could potentially be from. Because there is a conversation that they have where like Luffy like lightly like mentions to Sanji like, I heard people from cold countries or people from snowy countries don't have to sleep. you know, and Sanji was like, that's crazy, they'll die. Like, you're just like, why, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And Luffy was like, well, I heard that from somebody in the bar anyway, so like maybe it's nothing, you know. And like, that's crazy if that's like an established thing, you know what I mean? Because we were talking to Hannibal about it in the group chat, and he was like, we've seen people from Drum Island sleep. And I was like, when, where, show me.
Chopper and Kureha.
Chopper and Kureha is all you can say. Like, Chopper is a reindeer.
And Kureha's
not from Drum. At least not confirmed.
Probably not.
You know what I mean?
And she's 140 years old or something. 125 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought was pretty cool about this chapter was that we got confirmation from Roger on the actual name of the final island on the Grand Line, the Lodestar Island.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might have gotten that before.
I don't remember Lodestar or Lodestar.
Roadstar is what we've seen in fan scans, and Lodestar is what Viz has. But like, what would Lodestar mean? You know, and it's not like load L-O-A-D, it's L-O-D-E.
Yeah, I think that is a word. That's a word, and it means
treasure.
No, I think it means something like pertaining to. It's not like an archipelago. It's not like a peninsula. It's like it's like something on like a smaller like scale. It's something. I think it's something water related.
Well,
I remember.
That's
I could be completely wrong, but
that's how Motherlode is spelled. Load is spelled in Motherlode that way.
L-O-D-E.
Yes.
Oh damn! I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I highly doubt. I really, really highly doubt, because it was in a video game I played, and they translated it that way, or I wrote it that way.
All right. But yeah, Roadstar Island. I mean, like, I feel like that's the first time I've seen that in the series. Like, do you remember, like, have you seen that?
No, we've never seen this.
Yeah.
Name before. No. Which is fake Laugh-Tail. You know.
Yeah, it's like the one before.
It's the one after, I think, and it's the very end, because I feel like maybe I could be wrong
Roadstar
about this
Island is where he gets to, and then the log post stops working, and then he knows there's something after that he needs Odin.
Is there something after that? Is there, or did he skip over it?
Oh, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think Raptor's on the moon, so I mean, I don't think he could. I don't think he could have skipped over anything. But
they've been skipping over it.
Yeah. But
I don't know. It felt like, to me, just the way that the map was kind of drawn, and the way that the dialogue went there, that you miss Rafta without the road poneglyphs, and because no log post will take you there. The log post takes you to the end island, and then starts bugging out, and you got to start over. You're basically at the other side of the red line at that point.
Yeah.
So
that means that means that if you make it to the other side of the red line, then you have to have passed the island you're looking for.
Yeah. That's
unless
what it sounds
like. It's straight up.
Unless it's straight up.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of conjecture. I mean, that's kind of my inference on what I was seeing there. So, but yeah, I mean, that's huge information. And the panel that is confusing to me a little bit is that once we get to Laugh-Tail, I'll be ellipses. You know, like, what do you mean? You'll be Pirate King, right?
Yeah.
Did he say, because then Odin and Whitebeard are like, what are you, a child? And it's like, I don't know what he could have said there other than Pirate King. And if it is something other than Pirate King, we need to know what the fuck it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's very, very important.
100%.
You know? And if it is Pirate King, why didn't they just fucking say Pirate King?
God damn it, Oda, stop this.
I know.
It's too much for me, man.
My feeble brain can't handle it.
I know, dude, it's crazy. And it's like, and it's so crazy, like, because we know that we're at the point now that Oda was the most excited to write. You know what I mean? So this is more so than anything probably since the time skip. That is, like, obviously the closer you get to the end, the more significant it's going to get. But like, we know that Oda like basically said, like, I keep writing One Piece in this crazy schedule that's destroying my body because I can't wait to draw the end of it and write the end of it. You know what I mean? So it's just so exciting, and so like I literally feel every single emotion at once whenever I read any of these chapters, regardless of what's on them, because I know that this is Endgame Oda, big Richard Gere smirk on, writing this fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
because
did
he's
you guys
like,
ever?
yeah, this is what I was waiting for. Yeah.
Did you guys ever realize that Vista is bootleg Odin and he's trying to be Odin?
What do you mean?
Vista has two swords, Nitoryu.
Yeah.
He's imitating fucking Odin.
I don't think I did
in one of those
that.
panels.
Oh,
in one of those
really?
panels, he's imitating his fucking.
That's why
two-sword
That's
style.
why he could fuck with M.A.N.G.A then.
Maybe, that was his boy, and he. I would say, he just idolized him and crafted his style after him or whatever. I don't know.
How could you be a swordsman and hang out with Odin for any amount of time and just not want to be him?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like and like that goes into what I wanted to talk about with Odin too. It's like Odin's been like shown as this character who like everyone wants to surround themselves with and idolize, and then he meets Roger and he's like, I want to be like Roger now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy seeing that shift, you know what I mean? In that it's just like, man, Roger's presence is just being so well handled by Oda when we're finally getting it now, because it's like,
I agree.
Yeah,
because it's like, hey, I've been with Whitebeard this whole time and he's an amazing man, like he's clearly one of the greatest men in the world, but now I'm seeing Roger and there's just a little bit higher of he's just got something else that just hits me in the soul. He hears destiny calling, basically. Like, I have to go with Roger.
Any other mangaka would just have Roger just be the guy that is the tightest, because that's what's been established. But Oda will really show you why, out of all of these thousands of characters that have name cards that you've come to know and love throughout this series, why Roger stands above all of them. You know what I mean?
Well, and in multiple ways in one chapter, because there was the action portion of it and just his
character, his presence, his personality. It's all very reminiscent of Luffy, but still very different at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, like this is what Luffy is going to be, but it's also like kind of like what Luffy is already. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, Luffy needs 20 years of pirating under his belt to be like to have the same aura that Roger does, even though like that's not how long it's going to be till the end of the story. Right. But like to have Luffy's persona, crazy, wild, I just want to fight, I'm always wanting to smoke, I always want to be in the thick of shit
and having fun at the same time, no matter how dire the situation is.
And Roger also, on top of all that, has this fucking air of just superiority, of dominance in so many ways of he's like the pillar of strength. And you can feel this in the writing. More than just taking it for granted, like this is what we've been told for fucking 950 chapters.
He just has unparalleled charisma. Like the most charismatic character in anything I've ever read. Like you aren't going to get another Roger level character anywhere else. And it's because a lot of it is because other characters other mangaka aren't writing 30-year stories. And I haven't, I'm not current on Hajime no Ippo, so I guess I really don't know. Or case closed, so I guess I don't really know like what it's like on in the other stories that have similar like chapter numbers, but I just feel like this is
an adventure story too, like it's different. It's gonna be different. Really the only last thing we should probably talk about is going to Skypiea.
Roger went to Skypiea way later than I thought he did.
It makes so much sense though.
Yeah, it does.
It just makes all the sense in the world. Like he needs Odin to because that's, I don't know, maybe a top. So One Piece is so deep that you have like a top 50 questions you need to answer, right? Like you can't go less than 50. And how Odin knew those characters, or how Roger knew those characters and wrote on that poneglyph was on my list of shit I really always wanted to know. And it's just, once that happened, I'm just like, thank you, Oda is the god. I knew it. Just keep giving that
chapters. Like these chapters are just like starting to tie up like 20, 15, 10 years worth of plot threads that have been hanging and looming over our heads, for so long. And it's so crazy that we're starting to get answers to these questions that we've had for so long. And we're not disappointed by a single question that's answered, fam.
No.
That is crazy.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to get this level of planning and future sight and forethought and precision in writing anywhere, like there's certain mangaka that do things that you just can't imitate. Togashi, obviously, we don't have to go into it, but that motherfucker's different in his own way. Oda, you know what I'm saying? Kentaro Miura, like these are all these writers, and you know, that are literally just modern day Shakespeare's.
Yeah.
Or beyond even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like it's just so crazy seeing all of this like in this last little like final like stretch of story that we're getting here.
Mm-hmm.
Just get storytelling on this level from someone.
And it's crazy to think like this really is like end game One Piece. Man.
Yes, dude. This
Yeah.
is
It's
wild,
like
bro.
130 chapters or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't remember the last time I cried, but I'm gonna bawl my motherfucking eyes out when One Piece ends, and I'm gonna
cry for like the last 2 years of One Piece straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not just when it ends, fam. Like we're gonna
might be here, but yeah, I don't know.
Like that's this is massive, and
I'm just gonna like go and celebrate and drink myself to fucking cry at the bar, and
my goal is to try to come somewhere close to how drunk Whitebeard's big ass gets whenever he drinks.
Gotta
Fact.
Yeah. But it's, you know, another thing that I wanted to mention about Skypiea is that like Odin being here with Roger and him saying, I need you here to complete my ambition.
Yep.
Kind of makes you think that Momonosuke needs to be there, you know, when Luffy eventually finishes his, because
they got Robin.
But they have Robin. But at the same time, it's like,
Momonosuke
what are
can't read
like,
or write the language.
Right, but like, and he can hear the voice, but so can Luffy. But like, it just makes me think for some reason, somehow, that Robin is gonna see this poneglyph and be like, I can't read this part.
Possible. I've seen people talk about how since Momo was the only one to be able to talk to Zunisha, that he has the voice to talk to all things as well as hear them.
So he'll talk to the poneglyphs and be like, "What's cracking?" So Robin's gonna do. I feel like Robin's gonna be like, "We finally got the poneglyphs, Robin. Here's your job. Do your job," and she'll read like 80% of it or something like that. But the most important part, she'll be like, no, because then that would kind of like invalidate her character.
Yeah, and that's not true anyway, because she deciphers the first road poneglyph Anzo and writes it out for Nami and writes it out for Nami, and Nami reads it and says, yes, with these instructions you've given me, I can draw a perfect nautical map on where we want to go, but I can see that this is unfinished.
Yeah.
And you know, so
You're right. And but at the same time, it's like Momonosuke has to be Luffy's Odin.
Well,
so Nami, they don't even need the last two road poneglyphs.
They Zoro, just... but like,
no, they do.
Huh? Yeah, they do.
Well, Eagle is asking if they don't need the last two.
The way you just explained it, you made it sound like Nami was like, "Oh yeah, with just this one, I can figure it out."
No. I can draw a nautical map to as many directions as this road poneglyph has given, but
it's not finished.
It ends. Yeah, you know, like this isn't, you know, anything that's gonna, you know, lead us. It's not gonna be definitive. So, yeah. But the other thing too I saw is that Kozukis are descendants of Joy Boy, and that's also why Momo can talk to Zunisha. But if we don't see Odin talk to some kind of fucking giant sea king or some kind of giant fucking mystical beast, which I don't know, maybe do we like continue this journey with Roger, with Odin on the ship for 3, 4, 5 more chapters, like even 1 or 2, like where it's like, man, we get at least one more for sure, but like it could be like a half chapter, and then you know, and then the last bit of it is,
I don't think
it
would be a half chapter. I think
well, not even half, like 3/4, and then the last part would be teasing going back to the normal.
I feel like we'll get the last page would be going back to normal times, but I mean, I guess the big question that I had for you guys here is like, when we're talking about endgame One Piece shit, it's like, so you have Emu, right? Emu-sama, that like that Tim Burton like looking like silhouetted character that has the giant straw hat.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd, Conehead man.
Right. So like, what like role does that play in N.G.A? Like, is he looking for Raftel and what? And are they looking for what Raftel and One Piece too? Because like I'm sitting here thinking about like what a final Raftel confrontation could be like. Do they deal with the world government before going to Raftel? Do they deal with all of the rival pirates and everyone trying to get to One Piece while the world government is there trying to accomplish the same thing? You know, like these are questions that like it's like, what is this last final conflict going to be and who is it all going to involve? Because either the world government is going to have to be dealt with after One Piece is found, or before, or during. So it's like the straw hat
government,
the giant straw.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like the giant straw hat that's there makes me think that this Imu-sama dude's ambition aligns with the pirates.
That's Joy Boy's hat.
Right. Well, sure. And then we talked about that before, and that would be nuts. But it's like. I don't even want to begin speculating on what that giant straw hat could mean in this episode because I feel like it's been running a little long but
I just think Imu already knows all of the Void Century, all of the history.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's been passed down from that whatever shit.
Yeah, he is a descendant of the ones who have been trying to keep this a secret, obviously.
What if he's 1,000 years old?
Or he's the immortality fruit?
That he may have had a previous user of the Ape make him way back then.
Stop it, bro. What?
That's what that fruit's for.
That would be insanity. Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
Yeah,
we probably should wrap it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to get you guys, and maybe we can bring this back the next One Piece segment that we have. But I just wanted to talk to you guys about like what you guys really think Endgame One Piece conflicts are going to be like.
You know what we should do, since we got a whole week break on everything, and we're not going to have a jump episode, and seemingly we're going to just do 2 tie-in episodes. I wanted to just kind of while out, get drunk on the extra episode and just talk about whatever we want to talk about
inside of Jump.
Inside of inside of just whatever speculation we want to do.
With that, I think that'll about do it for this episode of the Project Manga Podcast.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if you are new to the show and have been enjoying it so far. Make sure you comment down below and let us know what you thought of this week in Jump, because as you know, it's fire. Coming week to week.
Gas.
And also make sure you visit that link tree in the box down below where, as I said, you can find links to any and all of our online communities, any audio listening platform that you would like to listen to the Project Manga Podcast on, and also ways to support the Project Manga Podcast if you would like to. And that all said, this will be another stupendous episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Wrapping up, I'm your host, Eagle.
Skull, motherfucker. Kicko in this bitch. Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers.
It's